Well, welcome everyone back to the show today. India just made it. Uh,
Yeah, well
what do you
played,
think?
India. It
How
was a
was
really
the
good
game for you?
game. Yeah, it was really good. It was not really one-sided game, but it felt like one-sided game at the same time. So yeah, it was really good and really well played, Sanju Samson, and Bumrah was brilliant as always as well. So yeah, well
It
played,
almost
India.
felt like no point at the game that you felt like India is about to lose the game, right?
Um, so I would say there was some moment where it felt like West Indies might be like, doing really good when they were one down and they were doing like 100 runs. It seemed like it was good platform where they could like build from it, right? Like 200 plus looked very possible at that time. I believe they should have got it. The 19th over, Arshdeep Singh, it went for like 4 or 5 runs. That was like wow moment.
It almost felt like the pitch was so good and there was a lot of dew. I think that's why India wanted to bat
Yeah.
second, right? So
Hmm.
one nine one 190 odd was not bad score, but again, I just felt like they were still quite a run short, like
Yeah, I mean,
uh
especially when you are playing against India and it has really good batting until like, 7, 8. So you would want to have really good runs, right? So yeah, it felt like they were short. Yeah.
yeah, and also I almost feel like West Indies did pretty good on group stage. But
Hmm.
Super 8, I think we kind of gave them too much credit for beating Zimbabwe single-handedly.
Hmm.
Because if you really look at it, they didn't really do that good. They lost against England fairly badly. I guess they
Hmm.
lost against India. I wouldn't say badly against India, but it almost felt like we're overestimating West Indies. And as I said, I think we're all always destined to have India in semifinals.
Yeah, that's true. But one of the point was that both of the teams they were dropping a lot of catches, right? At
Oh
one point,
man,
it
I
was
don't
like
know.
yeah, 50% catch rate, success rate for India, and it was like 65%, I think, for West Indies as well, which was like,
I
yeah,
think it might have to do with dew. I think it might have to do with dew or something like that because yeah, that was a lot of catches being dropped all
yeah,
around. Yeah.
yeah.
But there were
I
a few
think,
good ones too. The Headmire had a pretty
oh
good
yeah,
catch.
hmm I think that has been kind of like a trend for this World Cup, right? There, we have seen a lot of drop catches this World Cup, so yeah, I think it might be due as well. Yeah.
Did you watch? I don't know which one was it, but when they playing like Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, or something like that with the uh,
Uh,
ring, like
Ring of
light
Light,
ring.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that stadium has the highest percentage of drop catches.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the players who have to stare through that light and like try to catch it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough.
and everybody expects you to catch it. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
nobody who's like, oh yeah, good, tough catch. And like, no, you got so much
Mhm.
pressure with all these people
See,
watching and
that's the
stuff
difference
like
between
that.
playing in day and night, right? Like at day, there's only one source of light, sun, right? So at
Mm-hmm.
night, it depends on the stadium, right? Like you said, the ring of light, it's light everywhere. For the other stadiums, they have like 4, 5, or 6 lights, right? So there are more chances of facing the light when trying to catch a ball. So yeah.
And there is also like in baseball, like
Hmm.
depending upon what time of the day it is, when the sun starts to go down, it creates
Oh
like
yeah.
a shadow on the batter side,
Hmm.
and those times batter cannot see ball coming toward
Yeah.
them, and like they
Hmm.
strike out a lot. Like
Hmm.
I guess we can't win against nature, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So let us quickly look at Group B since we already know who our semifinal finalists
Hmm.
are.
Sure. So we have now India who took the spot. So South Africa was already there, and from the other side we have England and New Zealand. Which, if you look at it, if you compare the semifinal between 2024 and this one, The only difference is Afghanistan and New Zealand, right? For 2024, it was Afghanistan who defeated New Zealand in the group stage, and this time it was the other way around. So yeah, New Zealand is the only difference in this top four.
I think the biggest point over here is South Africa has finished unbeaten. They haven't
Yeah.
lost a game. Have they lost a
Mhm.
game? No, they haven't lost
No,
any game
no.
on group stage.
So the
Nothing.
game
Yeah.
against Afghanistan was really close. Apart from that, they have not lost any game so far, and it kind of looks like
Oh man, if
India's
I'm,
World Cup run
I saw,
in 2024.
man, like I have no idea how the effing they lost against South Africa won against that Afghanistan game. I feel like all those Afghanistan players just gonna wake up in the morning and like, did we
Mhm.
lose that game? Did we lose that game?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was brutal.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think we have our semi-final set on this side. Oh yeah, let us quickly talk about yesterday's game, Pakistan.
Oh yeah, that was the most interesting game, I would say, of the Super 8 because it all almost felt like Inception. It was game within a game, right? So Pakistan had to get certain amount of runs, so they had to uh, restrict Sri Lanka for 147 runs. So it was really interesting to see, like, if they will do it or not, and all that. And then the most of the time, it looked like Sri Lanka won't be getting anywhere close to the chase, but towards the end, they played really, really well. And the beginning of the first half of the last over, it seems like, yeah, Sri Lanka will get it, will win. And then again, this the later half of the last over, it just was completely different. So yeah, it was a very interesting game.
There's this collapse right here of Pakistan when they were 176 and 15 over, especially
Yeah.
when you know they are supposed to get uh, ball out Sri Lanka for 147. I'm like, how did you just end up with 212 runs? I mean, that's wild.
Yeah, so in the 19th over, when Sahabzada Farhan was in 99, the first ball of the 19th over, I was surprised that he just tapped towards the long off and took one run, right? Like he was not even trying to take two runs. He was just like, just taking one run just to get to his century. And towards when he was getting closer to century, he was a bit less aggressive. So I think at that time he kind of lost the plot, and also at the other end, the batters were not having it at all. So yeah, I think that was the
Yeah,
turning moment in that game.
it's pretty brutal. Like if you think about it, when you know you gotta get 100 and ball out the other side. I mean, win them by 65 runs, and you're
Hmm.
176 in 15th over with nobody out. Like you'd at least expect in next 30 ball to get 60, 65, 70. It's almost
Yeah,
like you are playing a 5 over game with 10 wickets in hand, and they went like 46 for 8 in next 5 over. I mean, 46 is not a bad number, but if you think about it, in that situation, if some way somehow Pakistan had got 250, 245, that means they would have to bowl out Sri Lanka for 180 odd, so it
yeah,
would have been much more possible at that point. And I don't know, what do you
yeah.
think about overall Pakistan's performance in this World Cup?
I think Pakistan, they lost the plot beginning of the World Cup, and they were really, I wouldn't say they were really good, but they seemed like formidable opponent when playing against Sri Lanka, right? I don't know why they didn't have for I'm blanking out the other batsman,
Fakhar Zaman?
Fakhar Zaman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was not in the playing 11, or even if he was playing, he was not in the opening, right? In the top
And
order.
then he
He
ended up
should.
scoring so much run in the game when they needed. It's almost like you guys are not gonna help me out. You guys not gonna give me any chance on other time.
Mhm.
But when you're about to die, just call me, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like he should have like they gave a lot of chances to Sam Ayub, and he was constantly failing. So having him would have been really crucial in those games which Pakistan lost. They could have won that game, or the ending could have been different, right? So I think that was one where Pakistan really lost their plot.
It almost feels like Pakistan. I mean, I think you and me, we have been following Pakistan cricket for such a long time. It almost feels like they either there's no right amount of time they give a player in any format. It's like either they are completely letting people go right away, or either they are
I
just like
think we got
uh,
disconnected.
not worrying about it and then letting them play too much.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Also, the other part of it is that the bowling, the fast bowling, right? They haven't had really good combination for a while now. Uh, 2 3 years ago, Shaheen Afridi and Naseem was doing really good, and then all of a sudden, both of them were out of form. So, which was kind of like uh, they should have worked more. And Naseem Shah also didn't play most of the games. I think he only played the last game, right? So it was also like why, right?
I think the craziest thing about that particular game, before I get to the craziest part, I remember last time when we talked about one episode ago, talk about how do you take care of Usman Tariq, right?
Oh
look,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
look at his stat over here.
Yeah, he failed in the last game. I think that was the only game where he didn't take any wicket this World Cup. So yeah, he was the strike bowler for Pakistan, but yeah, it didn't work out. The opponent was ready for him.
Yeah, he gave up. He ended up giving away 43 runs in 4 over with no wicket and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty rough. But I think the craziest thing about all this is the Sri Lanka's chase. They
Hmm.
looked they looked down and out for such a long time, and all of a sudden they come back. Did you watch the end of that game?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So the last over in particular was really good. It kind of seemed like almost impossible at one point, but like 4 6 6 6, it was like wow, he's striking really good. Yep.
Yeah, look at
Also,
this.
the last ball, it seemed like it was wide, but
It
it
was
was not.
supposed to be wide. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
supposed to be wide. But again, when you hit four, you hit
Hmm.
six, you hit six, you hit
Yep.
six. And why are you trying to play a trick shot? And that ball was like low full toss too. You could have just
Hmm.
smashed it and get four and try to
Yeah.
run two or hit a boundary or get a single and get into super over. But no, the guy was like, no, I'm not in mood. Let me try to play a trick shot behind. What are you doing?
Yeah. It seems like it's a same history repeating again, right? Like in 2007 World Cup, Misbah Ulak tried to play that shot, and that's how they lost it. I don't know. I think that batsman would be like bored of playing like straight, right? So they would want to be innovative at the wrong time and lost the
Yep,
game, right?
yep, it's pretty wild.
But again,
Anyway,
if he
now we
had
have
connected
yeah,
it, then we would be like, wow, that was a great shot, right?
exact. Yeah, it would have. But I mean, yes, but the thing is, the same thing we talked about that Nepal game. Like, hey, if the shot is not working, try something different.
Hmm.
But if
Yeah,
it's working, why are you
yeah,
trying different? You just
that's
hit
true.
three sixes in a row. Again, I think we are being too harsh on them because they needed
Hmm.
like 40 odd run in 2 over and they
Yeah.
lost by 6 runs. So I think we are being too nitpicky. But
Hmm.
again, if you are that close, it almost feels like you should have crossed the line.
Hmm.
Anyway, So we have our two semifinals all set, and
Hmm.
we have first is South Africa
New Zealand.
versus New Zealand.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I am really sad to see South Africa and New Zealand in semi because I would want, I would prefer them to be in the final, right? Because they haven't won the T20 World Cup yet. I would want to have them win either of those teams, right? So that's, quite sad, but I think since South Africa has not lost any game, South Africa are favorite leading to the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe South Africa would be the real favorite on this game because
Mhm.
New Zealand have been, I don't know, their middle order has not really worked wonder. They
Mhm.
have had a decent games. They have had a really big opening partnership and stuff like that. But once it comes to tough games and stuff, they haven't really done the goods. But I think South Africa is very balanced. I think they are a really balanced team.
Mhm.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree. South Africa has been really balanced so far, and although they might not seem to be dominating, they are a consistent team, right? So that's really good about them, and they have been consistently in the semifinals for the last World Cup as well. So they are pretty good.
Yeah, and I and they're all playing in India, so I think South Africa is pretty comfortable playing in India since they have been playing there, and
Mhm.
New Zealand is coming from South Sri Lanka into India, so that
Mhm.
might it. Again, I like both of those teams. It's kind of sad to be rooting for one,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think it's gonna be a fascinating game in general. But we'll see. Now let us look at the other game, which is uh, I was I was about to say this game as I was about to set up this game as Lagan 2.
Good one.
Lagan 2, right? Like
Mhm.
who would be Bhuvan? Bhuvan is Sukumar, I guess. No, no, no,
Sorry,
no.
sorry.
Bhuvan would be Surya Kumar Yadav. Right, right, right.
Yeah.
I was talking about the guy who has spinning ball, right? Like I don't think Surya Kumar Yadav would be Bhuvan just because he's captain. Because Bhuvan was all rounder.
So
Wasn't Bhuvan
Hardik
all
Pandya.
rounder?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, there we go. I think Hardik
Hmm.
Pandya. I think Pandya would be one. But what do you think about this game?
Ah, tough game. Tough game. I think it's pretty balanced, I would say, because England really struggled towards the beginning of the World Cup, but they have been doing pretty good after that, right? So it's pretty balanced. So mhm. Yeah, it's very balanced. So it's very hard to pick one, but India is playing in
Yeah,
India, so yeah.
yeah. I think I'll give slight edge to India. But again, man, England has been playing and subcontinent looks like forever. So
Mhm.
it's like you can throw them spin, you can throw them fast baller, you can do whatever you want to do. But I
Yeah,
think biggest trouble for England gonna be Josh Butler. He has been so bad. He hasn't scored
yeah.
any run this tournament, so it gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it almost seems like the Virat Kohli had similar issue in 2024 World Cup, but he did really well in the finals, right? So you never know. These are great players, so they might bounce back at any
True,
moment, right?
true. That's true. On India's side, I don't know. Their top order kind of feels wobbly. Uh, but again, Abhishek Sharma got some runs
Hmm.
last two games, but he hasn't been that big powerhouse that everybody expected him to be coming into it. Uh, and I almost feels like due my see, this is what I hate about cricket for most part is like I don't want the nature to make, I don't want the toss to be the decisive factor in game, and it almost feels like night games in this season in India is like if you win a toss, you're just gonna win the game.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, since uh, since it's like night game, right? It's not a lot of difference. Like let's say if it was one day and it was day and night, then it really affects a lot playing at that time. But it 220, it's not really a lot of like difference if compared to the one day, right? But yeah, it seems like that. But again, they have to balance it out with the pitch as well, right? Like so there has to be something. So like batting first inning, really good batting pitch, and then all of a sudden, if you are chasing it, then it's going to be tough for you, right? But at the same time,
I
if
think
it's already, Mhm.
long time ago, I think Sachin Tendulkar wanted like some different stuff. Like he wanted like T10 times two.
Mhm.
So like one team
Mm.
goes out and bats for 10 inning. It's almost like Test cricket, but
Mhm.
2020 format. Goes out and bats for 10 inning, and then you get an inning, and then the other team goes and bats 10 innings, and then you go again 10 and 10. That way, it almost feels like you can get based of both worlds. It's almost like baseball, but instead of 9 inning, you're
Yeah.
gonna have, yeah.
So there was few tournaments, at least one in the US at one point. I think they call it 10X or something like that, and it was
Ah,
same
interesting.
concept, but it was just for like domestic cricket, right? So yeah, I
Yeah,
do
but
see
again,
potential on that.
the problem with that is I feel like you're gonna confuse people so much, and like, are you gonna give how many
Yeah.
outs can you get and all that? I still like that idea. Maybe just
Mm.
do six specialist batsmen, five specialist bowler, right?
Hmm.
And then six out, the inning is done. Like, and then you come if you wanna hold on to your wicket, you can, but you're only gonna get six out. So it almost feel like
Hmm.
you're gonna get a lot of run doing that. But again, I think it's gonna get real confusing for people, and I don't think
Yeah.
there is a way around it.
Mm. How about introducing new ball in 10th over?
Uh, yes, I think that would help. But again, if the ball rolls on the grass, it's gonna take you like five or one over to just get
See,
back to the same
at the
position you're
same
at.
time, right? So lately, towards the beginning of the T20 format, right? It was like uh, it would be fast bowling dominated cricket. The spin bowlers won't be like very effective. But over the time, it seems like fast bowlers towards the beginning of the innings, and then spin bowlers, middle overs, and fast bowler for the end. If we have that, if we introduce new ball at 10th over, then the fast bowler will be reintroduced at the 11th over, 12th over, that mark, right? So I think it could make things interesting as well.
Yeah, that does make sense. That
Hmm.
does make sense. Okay, now let us do the real quick review of Super 8.
Hmm.
What do you think was the worst of Super 8? And what do you think was the best of Super 8?
So the worst of Super 8 for me was to see two teams each in one group uh, unable to get any wins, right? Like Super 8, we would want to see more competition, want like very close fought games. That was not the case. Not trying to like look down upon those teams. They played well, but it would be very interesting if we had Super 8 teams very close neck to neck, right? So that was not there. So that was mm, bad, I would say. For good, we had two close games, I would say. Like the third one was also close, but it never looked like one team would be winning, right? But for England and New Zealand was really close game, and Pakistan Sri Lanka was very close game. Those two were very interesting.
it almost feels like the bad part is I don't know. Did we had any real close games? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there were games that had a lot of stake on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even that, I think the closest I can think about is again group stays. South Africa versus Afghanistan might have been one of the best, right? Like real
Mm-hmm.
close down to
Yeah.
the wire and stuff like that. Sri Lanka and Pakistan game, yes, but again, there were no stake on it. Once you are out,
Mm-hmm.
once Sri
Yeah.
Lanka made 147 run, there was nothing
Mm.
on it, you know.
True.
So
Mm-hmm.
it didn't feel high stake. Like today's game felt high stake.
Mm-hmm.
But again, India felt so comfortable, and it felt like they're gonna win it so comfortably. So it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, I think I'm happy Zimbabwe won against Australia. But come on, man, what did you do once you came to Super 8? You're like a punching bag for everyone. you, you didn't really
Yep.
do anything, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I don't know. I don't know. I am pretty upset about the quality of games we had on Super 8.
Mm-hmm.
If there was no rain on
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand and Pakistan game,
Pakistan. Mm-hmm.
and somewhere, somehow, if India did not lose with such a big margin against England,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'd have anything to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. So, would you be in favor of quarterfinals instead of Super 8?
Oh, I'm a big fan of quarterfinal. I I think if you have quarterfinal, I think the interest on game increases. I think
Mm-hmm.
people will feel like do or die, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
intensity is like today's game felt intense,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like this game felt do or die. Uh, so I'm a big fan of quarterfinal, but for you to have quarterfinal, you need to have 16 teams playing quarterfinal. So I don't think ICC is ready to go 24, 30 teams and create. So so I don't know, but again, I think you said something about why they don't want to have quarterfinal. Can you say why they want to have quarterfinal ICC?
Yeah, so ICC for the revenue, right? ICC would generate more revenue if India plays more games, right? And right now, with Super 8 and group stages, it's almost guaranteed that India would play at least like 7 games, right? So 4 in the group stage and 3 in the Super 8. So it's almost guaranteed that 7 games. If we have quarterfinal, then it would be down to 5 games or maybe 4 games, right? If they face against, let's say, South Africa, England, New Zealand, Australia, those teams in quarterfinals, then you know it might not be long journey for like any of the team, and especially for India, right? So they would want to have guaranteed that they will have at least 7 games. That would be more
Right.
revenue for them, right? Uh, it's
Yeah.
interesting that like they changed that format after 2007 ODI World Cup. That's where India were knocked out in the group stage, and they were like, no, we need more games, right? So like I think cricket
Mhm.
West Indies they lost a lot of revenue opportunity because India were out in the group stage, and also Pakistan
Right.
was also out in the group stage. So yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Again, I understand the financial side of it and you wanna have it. But again, I think knockout makes it very interesting because that
Hmm.
means any team can win at any again, it might sound little shady for people because you definitely want the best team to win the World Cup. But I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think the best team needs to win the World Cup. I think World Cup is all about getting people excited about the whole thing. So
Hmm.
it's kind of interesting.
It's
Again,
also
I don't think it
that,
ever
right?
gonna happen.
But for ICC to begin with, even the seeding is not randomized, right? Even the seeding is based on viewership itself. So
Hmm.
if the entire tournament is kind of like focused on viewership and revenue, then it kind of, drains that fun away.
Yeah, I think this was just a lottery. just a random lottery of groups. So
Yeah.
don't put two full member team into associate and say we are in World Cup and hope one like loss and like some way somehow US will make it to Super 8, right? Because the whole format is based on which two teams you want to go to Super 8. So
Yep.
there is no point on even like, yeah, why do you even watch? Like, hey, why do I even watch it? I know this is gonna happen. It's all about like, hey, will India gonna get 300 runs in this game or not? That's what you're watching it for. You're not really watching it for anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have been in for about 30 minutes. We are trying something new this time around, and gonna we are we'll keep on trying this new things going forward. Uh, Anything else we need to talk about
Yeah, so
before
before
we
we
leave?
leave, quick things. I'm kind of disappointed not to see an associate team in Super 8. Last time it was
Yeah.
USA, right? So kind of
Mm-hmm.
disappointed. And also, associate teams played really well, kind of well. They gave like it was a lot of close calls, but none of the associate team won against test team this World Cup, right? Which was kind of sad to see.
Yeah, I think I think what is happening with associate team is again our team Nepal is associate, but I don't think anybody else has gone to Super 8 or even beyond that in any World Cup
I think,
since 2003 when Kenya went.
yeah, yeah.
But that
Netherlands,
also because of abandonment, right? Like
yeah.
one or two team didn't wanted to
Mhm,
play because of some political reason. That's why they just like did not play. That's why Kenya went.
mhm,
Other than that, it's always same five or six team. Like
mhm,
I there is no surprise factor because if you think about it, when India won World Cup in 1983, it was a huge surprise,
mhm.
right? When Pakistan won World Cup in 99 and again in 2000, I mean 2002 or 3, right? Back to back, it was a
Uh,
huge surprise.
93 and then 93? Was it 93? Nine, no.
I think it was 89 or 93. Anyway, one of those.
Mhm.
But it was a
Yeah,
surprise. When Sri Lanka
Sri
won
Lanka,
ODI World
mhm,
Cup, it was a
96.
huge surprise,
Mhm.
right? But again, we don't have that anymore because
Yeah,
all these bigger teams get so much rep, they get so much practice, they get so much games. It's kind of tough to for associate team or lesser team to say, hey, you're gonna do better. I think the only good story is Afghanistan getting closer, but
mhm.
again, somewhere somehow they faltered and now a lot of those old player that has been there gonna start retiring. I mean, I don't know, it does not feel optimistic about overall cricketing world.
Yep, that's true.
It almost feels like we might just do franchise and then I yeah, I think Olympic cricket is gonna be in Olympics from 2028.
Mhm.
So I think the value of World Cup gonna start going down more. Uh,
I don't think so because I think they will only have like top four or like five teams only, right?
on the
And
on Olympics.
yeah, yeah. So like for the what they're doing is if it's a group game, then they will only have I think it's five or six teams only. So like top six, I would say. So and
What
also
is
interesting.
difference?
So yeah, so the
What
difference
is
is that
difference between that and this? Because we're still top five or
no, no, no.
six playing
There's one
anyway.
there could be one difference, right? So in
Hmm.
the Olympics, it's UK, not England, right? So
So you got
we might
Scotland and everybody else
see,
working together.
yeah, yeah, we might see that. But yeah, I'm not sure how they will
But
pick
again, that
teams.
having said that, that's what England does anyway. If a player is good on Ireland, what was his name?
Ian
Morgan.
Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, he'll go and play again for England. So again, I feel like eventually we're gonna get just into franchise.
Mhm.
and we're just gonna talk about franchise cricket and international series just gonna be played between four big teams and barely anybody else. I mean, I'm kind of down on overall cricket's future in that sense.
Yeah, so there is one interesting story about the Olympics, how cricket got into it. Not sure if that's the reason why. I don't think that's the reason why like cricket is in Olympics, but there was this story that they were talking about having cricket in the Olympics, and they showed how much followers Virat Kohli had, and they were like, "Yep, we're gonna have cricket in the Olympics, right?" So that was one of the story that I heard. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
Olympic makes sense because Olympic is all about like fan following and like that kind of thing. It feels like a big event, but again, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Also,
know.
remember the Asian Games where India, Pakistan, they didn't send their A team, right? So if that's the case, then it might not be very interesting again, right?
I think there is certain rules about they have
So
to
yeah,
have certain. I think in
for like
soccer, right? They have that
so
rule.
in soccer, in boxing, in like other sports too, like if you are a professional player, then you cannot represent your country, but that's because uh, they want to distinguish between like Olympics and the World Cup and like professional boxing and those kind of things, right? But
Yeah, I I
cricket
I,
is
I think I.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead. I
yeah.
don't
So
mind that. I don't
mm,
mind that.
if they do that, then the whole point of having cricket in Olympics is to uh, advertise cricket, right? And if you are doing that, if you're sending second string team, then it won't really be that of advertising, right?
Again, I don't know. I think the way you advertise on Olympics is having a really good games,
Exactly.
like nail biting games, and you might have a better chance of having a nail biting games if
Mhm.
India A team plays against like some other A team versus India's top team playing against Nepal's top team.
Mhm.
Don't you agree on that?
Yeah, but again, they are playing against like only top six teams, I think, right? So that won't be
Should be
exactly that.
competitive.
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
competitive. And
We'll see. We'll see what
mm,
happens in
yeah,
in semi-final. If it's a knockout for everyone, then we're gonna come back and revisit this theory again. But
sure. Yeah.
okay, anything else we want to talk about before we leave?
Best of luck to the top four teams. May the best team win.
Yeah, I think so. Before we leave, let us just do your predictions on this one real quick. What do you think?
Ooh,
Winning?
it is going to be tough, really tough. Um, I would say South Africa for the first game,
Okay.
and to make it fun, I would say England.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be South Africa, and on the other side, I don't know. I still think India, but
Mm,
again, you never know. You never know if Josh Butler just comes, if Harry
yeah.
Brook just goes
Mm,
bleacher, um, if Re- uh, if the baller does Archer does his thing. Oh, before we go, I want to. I didn't create a graphic for this, but I had this crazy thing about Joffer Archer.
mhm,
This guy have been bowling 3 overs in power play.
mhm,
Two of his 3 overs are brilliant. And some way, somehow, he keeps on giving so much run on his third over on power play. It's nuts.
mhm,
It's so crazy
mm.
that he keeps on giving away like 15 runs on his third. Like, why are you balling him 3 over in power play? You know?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, maybe their
Anyway,
analyst has that
yeah,
data now and they will change that, right? So if it's being consistent, then yeah, they should change it,
yeah, I
right?
think 2 game out of 3 that he balled third over has been
Mm.
going for runs. Like
Hmm.
it's nuts. Like it's crazy.
Yep.
But I think the do you know who is your do you have a player of Super 8, the best player of Super 8? I have one.
Um, I don't.
Will Jack for England.
Hmm.
He has two man of the match.
Oh yeah.
He has been going there when England needs it. He has
Hmm.
been bowling and getting wickets when England need it. It's like crazy to see Will Jack like doing what he's doing.
Hmm.
He's playing wildest game. Like
Hmm.
it's crazy to have two man of the match in Super 8 games. It's pretty nuts. And again, they were not playing against Zimbabwe.
Yeah. So
They were not
talking
playing
about
against
that,
Zimbabwe.
I would say Sanju Samson because I was really impressed by his game today. Right, like the way he paced his innings. Uh, Before he got to his half century, he smashed two sixes in power play. He only smashed one six in eighth over. Then he didn't smash any six until the very last over. So it was very mature inning from him. So yeah, I was really impressed by the way he paced his innings. So I would say Sanju Samson might be really good in the semifinal.
Yeah, I think it is a revival for him because Isan Kishan, it was almost like it was Isan Kishan versus Sanju Samson.
Mm-hmm.
And in that series against New Zealand, Sanju Samson was horrible. He was horrible. So they ended up dropping him on last game, and then got Isan Kishan in, and he was playing his minds out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave Isan Kishan the opening role, and then it was kind of like a down. It was. I literally watched that last game. You could literally see on his face when he was playing against New Zealand on that series. You could
Mm-hmm.
see in his face that he was like, "Yeah, they're gonna drop me. They were not gonna let me play." And even in that game, even though both of them were playing, I think he was supposed to be the wicket keeper, and it ended up being Isan Kishan being the wicket keeper. So yeah, it's a big coming of age story within like 5 game span for Sanju Samson.
Yeah,
He
it's
must
kind
feel
of
really good about it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough being wicket-keeping batsman in India right now because they have four prominent wicket-keeping batters, right? KL
Hmm.
Rahul, one, Ishan Kishan, Sanju Samson, and Rishabh Pant, right? So yeah, it's there's one spot
It's
and there are four
it's
players.
tough for India. That's the thing. It's tough in India. Indian to be on an Indian squad is tough because it's so competitive. They have such
Mhm.
a I don't know how they do it. I think it has to do with the domestic cricket. They player come from like they have been playing under 10, under 13. They're playing in school. They play against school. Like I think that's something I really wish Nepal had.
Well,
That
that's
culture of going
that's
from
true as well, right? And also the other point is that a superstar player inspires a lot of other players, right? So uh, between 2004 and 2015, MS Dhoni was the superstar player of India, right? And they had uh, Sachin, Dravid, Ganguly, all those batsmen before that. So we saw a rise of batters, right, in 2010s. And then the Dhoni was superstar player, and we are seeing boom of wicket-keeping batters now, right? So I think it's the influence a superstar player can make.
right. That's true. That's true. And also again, the influence is one place. Plus, you also want that structural. You want players to be playing since they were kids and then get
Mhm.
better on it because I don't think it's something rarely happens. It can happen, right? But it's not something you're gonna learn when you are 17, 18 years old
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
be really good at it. Like you gotta start from like real younger age. And I think that's
Mhm.
true for pretty much every sports that you
Mhm.
want your kids to start. That's why I always say, hey, if you have a kid, just throw them out and then let them try 5 or 6 different sports until they are 6, 7, 8. and then they will catch up to one or two, and then they will get better on it again.
Mhm.
But we put too much importance on studies, though. I mean, which you should do too. But again,
Mm,
let us. But there is future. Hopefully, in Nepal, we're gonna start getting a little bit better on that.
true.
Any last word before we go? We have been going in about 45 minutes. We've been up since 6 o'clock watching the game. So
Yeah, so let's just enjoy the game.
yeah, we got semi-final Wednesday and Thursday, and final on Sunday. We'll
Mhm.
be back. One of after semi-final to kind of preview final and see if on final day we might end up going live on YouTube after the game. In fact, this particular show we are recording, we have been live on Twitter and Facebook. We are trying to see how we do it. Again, everyone, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let us try to grow, and let's see what we can do with it. Thank you, Srijan. We will talk to you next time.
All right. Have fun.
Okay.